Hey guys, this is keys 1 for part of your story. You're going to be on three different settings, I'm sorry. For keys 1, you're going to be on Tekno attack, huge lead, and just your regular piano setting. So for the verses, you're on Tekno attack, and again on keys 1, these will be like in a favorites column and you'll have to like scroll to get them. On Tekno attack, you're going to be doing the verses and you're going to be pulsing these notes. Okay, so it's an F sharp down to a C sharp, E, and then you repeat that. And you go up to an A, a G sharp, and an E. And you can hear that in the song. So that'll be happening during the verses, and then during the pre-choruses, you're not doing anything, you're just switching yourself to huge lead. If you get yourself there in time, you can do what's in the song that is like fades up a little A right before the chorus hits. In the second pre-chorus, it actually jumps the octave, it fades up, and then it's like, and then it goes to the synth line. But again, it's not really necessary. I would rather you just get yourself to huge lead in time for the actual chorus. But if you get to huge lead in time, you can fade yourself up on that A if you want to. But during the choruses, then in the actual song, this isn't in there. It's like in the background as like just a piano part. But we wanted to try it as a synth line. If we don't like it, we'll change it. But basically, we're just trying this as a synth line instead. So it goes like this. And then it repeats. So as you can tell, that whole progression that I just did is one synth line. So that repeats itself one more time, so it happens twice in a chorus. So if you notice, the first half of it hangs out on this C sharp a little bit longer, and then the second half it goes down to the B and hangs out there a little bit longer. So it's like this. And it stays here. And then it drops, and then it starts over. So at the very end of it, when you go through it 2 times, it acts like it starts over again, and then it stops. So it actually ends on this F sharp, and it's just a very quick hit, and then you switch back to Tekno attack. For verse 2. So then in verse 2, and the pre-chorus is the same, and the chorus is the same the next time through. So then for the bridges, you're going to huge lead. The first 2 that are the guy singing, you're not doing anything. You're just hanging out. And then whenever obviously like the band comes in really heavy, you're doing a part on huge lead, the same one, and you're just like lower, and you're doing basically the octave. So I would put yourself, make sure that you're present in the mix, but I would turn yourself down a little bit more than you would for a normal synth lines, because the guitars actually drive this part, so you don't want to overpower them. So all you're doing is the bass notes, F sharp down to D, to the A, and then it repeats that. And then cut out and switch your settings. So right there, whenever we will not be shaken, and like that that note holds out, everybody else goes to a B minor and like holds the note. You do not do that, okay? You need to switch to piano. So then during this little chorus at the end, or near the end, that's like quieter and it's just a piano, you're doing the bass notes on the bottom, the E, the F sharp, and the D. And what you're doing is the line on the top is this. So the first part of it actually is the and then it does the synth line just on the piano. But as soon as you hit the B, you need to switch to huge lead. And you can cut out, if you find yourself like not hitting it in time, cut out a little bit earlier, but that's basically the idea. And you just do it with the... And then you go... Okay, so that's basically the idea. You're doing that piano part with the bass notes on the bottom. And then you switch back to huge lead as quickly as you can for the last chorus at the end. So that's basically it. Right at the end of the part of your story, you cut out. So just remember that there's a part in verse 1 where everything cuts out and it's just the bass holding a note. And then at the end of the choruses, it just goes, we are part of your story. And right on part, everything cuts out. So just make sure that you're practicing this stuff with the song and with a click track. So that you get the tempo right, so that you get the syncopated rhythms right, and also so that you just know exactly where, like, what the mapping is and where those drops are. You need to make sure that you're cutting out during those parts. So again, just if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me or Shalisha. And that's basically it. We'll see you next weekend, and we'll be excited to play this song with you guys.